Hello, everyone. My name is Annalise Shane, and I'm the lead trainer for VIVOTEK. In today's presentation, I'm going to introduce you all to the new outdoor IR PTZ camera, the SD9394-EHL, along with its built-in advanced AI technology. The SD9394-EHL is VIVOTEK's latest professional IR speed dome camera with 8 megapixels resolution and is excellent for that video surveillance in wide coverage areas such as airports, city surveillance, and manufacturing facilities. The SD9394 is the latest professional speed dome camera from VIVOTEK, specifically designed to enhance low light surveillance in large coverage areas. This camera carries on the same design as the 5 megapixel SD9384 that enhances night vision with smart IR and also multiple zoom modules options for the pixel size. It is faster and more accurate in position for PTC movement. Also, that SD9394 provides intelligent security features, including AI capability, smart tracking to assist with tracking the threat, the ability to multitask for smarter security, and we can connect to spotter cameras with our camera link function and even perform deep searches from recorded video. This speed dome is robust. It is designed to be water and vandal proof. It's NEMA 4 times certified and also supports a wide temperature range from -40 degrees all the way up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's start off by going over the design of this new PTZ. The SD9394 has the same body design as the SD9384 EHL. And you can see that the body of the speed dome has the streamlined design with those rounded edges. You can also see that smile curve for our logo on the sun shield, and you can barely see any screws in this design. And the next thing I want to point out is our IR LED. As you may recall from our SD9384, with this new body for our speed domes, we are able to redesign our IR by applying 3 groups of LEDs. We have our telephoto IRs for whenever we're zoomed in, the middle range IRs, and then also those wide angle IRs for whenever we're zoomed out. By doing this, we can provide sufficient lighting for different field of views and then achieve that smart IR with uniformity. Next, let's talk about the lens module. Because we're able to build our own VivoTech Zoom module, we're able to extend our capability of this Zoom module. And this way, we can have multiple options for pixel size. Not only that, but image quality, zoom ratio, and IR distance. The 2 megapixel SD9368. We also have the 5 megapixel SD9384, and now we have our 8 megapixel SD9394 EHL. It's equipped with a 1 over 1.8 inch 4K image sensor featuring a pixel size of 2 by 2 micrometers. It boasts a 32 times optical zoom lens and an impressive IR distance of up to 250 meters. Another feature of these PTZs that comes from this new body design is that they have faster movement, just like that SD9384s. So, due to the redesign of the motor and the PTZ control mechanism, we have faster pan and tilt speeds. We can do 360-degree continuous pans at up to 450 degrees per second. Also, for the tilt, we can go from -20 degrees all the way to 90 degrees at 450 degrees per second. And again, due to this redesign, we can be more accurate whenever we're getting into position. All of this is going to help our customers to have a better experience of operating the PTZ. Also, just to let you know, we have the SD card slot and the reset button at the rear of the body, which makes it easily accessible to our technicians. And then these cameras are also going to be able to accept up to a 1 terabyte SD card. Furthermore, we've designed a brand new wall mount bracket for easy installation. This innovative bracket will make the installation process more convenient for our installers. Also, users can place either a PoE injector or an industrial power supply inside the device. Currently only the industrial power supply is available in the appropriate size as of this moment. Now, let me go ahead and show you how the SD9394 can help our customers multitask with intelligence. Let's start with the AI capability in our speed dome. So thanks to that AI engine of the Ambarella chip, we have these four smart VCA rules that the SD9394 can use: line crossing, loitering, intrusion, and facial detection. And now we have these two valuable additions. We have missing object detection and unattended object detection for our latest smart tracking advanced version. Now, Smart Tracking Advanced is our state of the art technology with intelligent people tracking and video content analysis. It was designed to improve the performance of tracking objects via the PTZ IP cameras. And this is an enhancement from our previous tracking technology. So, Smart Tracking Advanced goes even further by covering several types of smart VCA detectors: intrusion detection, line crossing detection, loitering detection, facial detection. Now we have missing object detection and unattended object detection. And also, we can support multiple presets now, and we can now even adjust that zoom ratio of the object being tracked, meaning how far we want that camera to zoom in on that person of interest. So let me go ahead and show you some demo videos of our Smart Tracking Advanced in action. Here we have Smart Tracking Advanced with intrusion detection. So once a human steps into that intrusion window, the camera is going to zoom in and begin tracking them. Now you may have noticed the other person walking towards the intrusion window as well, but the camera is going to focus in on the one that triggers the rule first, and then continue following them for the defaulted 45 seconds or until the human moves out of the scene, enters the shelter, or maybe gets into a car. Now you can change the tracking time to your preference as well whenever you're setting it up. But once that camera stops tracking the object, the field of view is then going to return to the home page or the home position, excuse me. The next demo is going to be Smart Tracking Advanced with line crossing detection. So once the person triggers the rule, the speed dome is going to zoom in on them and continue following them for the allotted tracking time or until that human moves out of the scene. And then, again, once the camera stops tracking that human that triggered the rule, the field of view is going to return back to that home position. Tracking can also take place during a patrol. So the detection takes place at the pre-configured preset positions. Tracking can only take place during a patrol dwell time. So you can also configure that dwell time on each preset position in the PTZ configuration window. The camera is going to patrol to each preset position, and then whenever a VCA rule is triggered in that preset position, the camera is then going to zoom in and start tracking that person. This one is a little bit different on how long it's going to track, so the patrol dwell time contains the tracking time. If the rule is triggered after the camera has been dwelling in that preset area, then the camera is going to track the person, but once that dwell time is expired, the camera is going to move to the next preset on that patrol. And that's because the patrol action has a higher priority than the tracking duration. So we have our smart VCA rules and our smart tracking advanced, but how exactly can we combine these two features in our speed dome and achieve multitasking? Well, there's two functions to achieve this goal. Well, our first function is the event trigger called the preset reached. So the preset reach is going to be triggered every time the speed dome is moved to a preset. And the second is going to be that we need to enable this tracking during the patrol so that the PTZ will enable VCA or tracking in each preset during the patrol. By having these two functions, now we can have more actions for each preset, which means more ways to protect our property. You can get a snapshot while the PTZ moves to a town square, or enable intrusion rules at the gate, or even track a person who attempts to climb over a fence. Every patrol becomes more productive and more active for security. Another AI feature that we're going to go over for the SD9394 is Camera Link. Camera Link is a feature that enables a spotter camera to link up with up to 3 VIVOTEK PTZ cameras within the same surveillance system, and whenever an alarm is triggered, the PTZ will automatically zoom onto preset locations and start tracking an object. In a typical camera link setup, a spotter camera is used for wide coverage surveillance. Whenever an event is triggered, the spotter camera delivers commands to the PTZ camera. That PTZ camera is going to receive the commands and goes to the preset location. It's going to capture more details than the spotter camera alone can obtain. The PTZ can then track the object with Smart Tracking Advanced. With camera link, surveillance systems can reduce the reliance on system operators to track events and maximize the likelihood of capturing and recording any critical event, enhancing the operation efficiency. Now let me show you how easy it is to set this feature up. There are only 4 simple steps to get these cameras to work smarter for you. We'll need to create a VCA rule or motion detection rule on the spotter camera. Then on the PTZ camera, we're going to set up the preset locations and then set up Smart Tracking Advanced. Then we'll go back to the spotter camera and set up the event. Remember, we're not going to need a CMS or an NVR to control these cameras to perform this feature. Camera link is done with inter-camera communication. Let's start the setup by creating a VCA rule in the spotter camera. For our spotter camera, we are using the 5 megapixel SD9389-EHL Dome camera. We're logged into the UI and then we've clicked on the configuration tab. Now we're going to go to Applications and Smart VCA. From here, we're going to go ahead and add a new rule. And let's choose Intrusion Detection. Draw out the zone. And then for this rule, we're just going to choose People and then all conditions for our trigger. And then save this. And that's it. We're done with step 1. Next, we'll need to go into the PTZ camera's UI and set up the preset points. Logging into the PTZ camera's UI, go into the configuration page. We're going to click on PTZ and then PTZ settings. Click on Add a Patrol preset. Now we're going to move the PTZ to the exact location that we want it to snap to whenever a person intrudes into the zone that we created in that spotter camera. Once we have the location, on the bottom left we're going to name the preset and click on Add. Scroll down and then click Close. Do not click Save, just Close. While we're in the PTZ's UI, we're now going to set up Smart Tracking Advanced. Let's click on Applications and then Smart Tracking Advanced. First, let's check to see that we've entered in the installation height by going to Settings at the top right corner. Then we're going to create a rule. For this one, we're going to create a loitering detection box. Draw out our rule, and we're going to set this one up for the trigger to be 0 seconds. And that's so that if anybody's in the detection box by the time the PTZ moves to that location, it's going to automatically start the tracking. We're then going to scroll down and check the camera tracks the target action toggle is set to on. And then we're going to save the rule. And then we're done with the PTZ setup. And all that's left to do now is just to set up the camera link event in the spotter camera's web UI. Back in the spotter camera's UI, let's go to Configuration. We're going to click on Event and then Event Settings. Click on Camera Link. We're going to enter a name for the PTZ camera and then enter its IP address and the username, password, and the HTTP port. Let's test the connection. If we get a success report, then we can continue. Save this server, and now we're going to go to Add an Event. Let's name the event, make sure that it's enabled, and then go to Trigger. Since we created a VCA rule, we're going to choose VADP and select the rule that we created. Go to Action, click on Camera Link, and then configure the Camera Link action. We're going to make sure that the preset location is checked off and choose the PTZ camera's preset location that we created.
Let's save the server and then close. We'll save the event and then close that window as well. And we're done. That's it. Now it's time to test out our new feature. The spotter camera is on top, viewing one side of the parking lot while the PTZ is covering the other side. Here you'll notice to the right, our model is walking, and then once he intrudes into the zone that we created in the dome camera, the PTZ is going to shoot over to the preset location, and since he's in that loitering zone that we created, the PTZ is going to start tracking him. Once he leaves from the PTZ's view, or after a preset amount of time that we set up in the PTZ, it's going to stop tracking him and go back to the location it's set to return to.
And the final AI capability that we're going to go over for the SD9394 is that since this is an AI capable Supreme Series camera, it has vision object analytics. So we can use this along with other AI compatible products in order to perform our deep searches. With vision object analytics, not only can we analyze complex scenes in real time and recognize people and vehicle from those images, but we can also extract characteristics of those objects, such as upper and lower body clothing color, accessories like hats and bags. With vehicles, we can extract the type, whether it's a car, truck, bus, motorcycle, or bike, and also with colors of cars, trucks, and buses. With path extraction, every search result is distinct. Precise path extraction is going to effectively reduce our duplicated search results with accurate object tracking. And we can even perform similarity extraction. So we might just search for people wearing red shirts through a bunch of cameras and still get 100 results, which might make it difficult for some users to process. So to improve this, with one simple click on an image, the system is going to find the similar looking persons from all cameras, making those searches simple and intuitive. Because we have a unified experience with our AI products, you can easily go between the different platforms. So whether it's our AI NVRs or our VMS Vast Security Station. On these AI compatible products, we can search by behavior. So the interface doesn't just tell you how to find specific objects, but we can also find it by its trajectory. Scene search is going to allow us to do that. It allows users to quickly review camera footage by using intrusion, line crossing, and loitering detection on the recorded video. We can also perform searches to find people or vehicles of interest by their appearance. So we can use specific attributes to quickly and accurately search for people. With this one, we can easily narrow down our search parameters by specific factors such as a person wearing an orange shirt. And then finally, after receiving the best results that are brought out by attribute or scene search, we can then use that image to search for our person of interest again across all those cameras in the entire system, helping the user to identify and track all the activities of this person of interest throughout the entire property. So to recap, the 8 megapixel SD9394 EHL is the latest speed dome camera from VIVOTEK. It's equipped with 250-meter IR illuminators, a 32 times optical zoom lens, and then whenever you combine this camera's H.265 compression technology along with our Smart Stream 3 technology, you could save up to 80% of your storage and bandwidth consumption. Stacking on all of those features to that SD9394, we also include WDR Pro, the ability to multitask with intelligence by combining those smart VCA rules with smart tracking. Also, don't miss any critical events anymore by using Camera Link to connect to a spotter camera and capture those events in the 4K resolution. This camera comes with an IP66 and a NEMA 4X rated housing that's going to protect from rain, dust, and corrosion. This camera features a wide operating temperature range from -40 degrees all the way up to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, which ensures continuous operation under the most extreme weather conditions and hazardous environments. This makes this camera ideally suited to monitor wide open spaces such as ports, highways, cities, and parking lots where high level precision is required. So, for more information on the SD9394 EHL, please go to our website at vivotek.com. So, thank you all for attending today's presentation. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.